Forgetting my unmute controls, but hydrate indeed. Yes, perfect time. There we go. Just crack this bad boy, pour it into my glass, and then we'll be in the final stretch here. Holy moly. Well, let's hope the rest of the dungeon is a little nicer on us than, honestly, both Swamp and Snake were at the end of the day there. I'm sure it will at least be manageable. Even if there is a little bit of malevolent marking going on, not the end of the world. Fantastic. I guess we're still using this this Rapier of Speed. I never did try out our other option there. Still not fully convinced that we're dealing with the best here. So attack delay of 0.3. It is like almost twice as fast. Oh yeah, speed is just so good. I don't know, maybe I overvalue it. Definitely is a possibility. I have a bit of a habit of overvaluing things just based on anecdotal experience. But regardless, it is one of my favorite brands, especially since you don't get it very often. So maybe that also plays into it. The rarity makes it feel that much more special. And so how could I possibly say no? You know? You know. Okie dokie, let's blitz through the remainder of the area here. Hopefully there's not too much to deal with. A Buckler of Protection is fantastic, so we'll immediately throw that bad boy on, get a few more pips of AC going. Fantastic. Six-headed Hydra should be able to just spam tab into. It's nice being a short blade user, don't need to worry about chopping off heads. A bit more freedom in our encounters. Oh, that's a dead end. Sorry folks. Right this way, please and thank you. And this should go relatively smoothly, especially once the solo kicks in there. It's smooth sailing. Oh man, going for the old Polytheist. We are what as. Gonna see if we can't make our way through the list. Looking forward to especially a lot of the deities that I've never really experienced before, because I feel like there are a lot of them that I either have completely ignored, or more likely I tried them way back in the day when I first started playing and then haven't touched them since, which is essentially equivalent to having never played them, because over that intervening period they have changed in so many ways. So looking forward to that. I mean, Uskayaw, nothing too exciting and new, except that, I don't know, maybe I've won with like one Uskayaw character, but as much as I like the deity, they're actually one of my favorites because I love the rhythm of the fights, and the way that their piety works is really neat. But I don't know how much I've actually played with them when I actually sit down to think about it. It's pretty amazing how different they can be from each other, right? Incredible. No, I think that I'm very excited for the run and exploring some of these options and potentially find some new favorites amongst them even. I would not be surprised whatsoever. But we do clear our way down to D15, so now could run up for some of these vaults that we left behind. Definitely. Especially D11 has a Hornet and Manticore. Feel pretty confident about taking them on now. Azrael, I could probably kill Azrael now, especially with our anti-magic bite. So let's maybe work our way backwards here, shall we? Start at D13. Oh, I see why we haven't explored this random little hallway. Fair enough. Very, very scary alarm trap. Just step into this bad boy. Oh, and this is gonna be our vault's entrance, no? Yeah, okay. Damage reflect on my own stab. Rude, first of all. Second of all, terrifying. But should be able to make it through the rest of these Sons of Guns. No real issues. Beautiful. Now where the heck is our genie pal? Last I saw you, my friend. Oh, I thought you were over here. Wait. Did I misread? D13. Oh no, D12. Has Israel. There we go. Played McLeb for the first time. Super cool. Got very fire with his PD-less dart. Yeah, McLeb. And I mean, McLeb used to be stupidly strong. Still is super fun, especially on like a genie character. Is where you really see that buddy thrive for sure. Yeah, I feel like the both the minor and major destruction abilities that you get from McLeb, I for the longest time ignored far too much because they're actually pretty dang strong, especially if you're playing on a melee character. It can be really nice having access to some ranged options like that. Come on, let's get damage bond, please. Beautiful. Nothing quite like a damage bond in a group of weaker pack enemies. You do just absolutely love to see it. Perfect. So there we go. D12 finally fully cleared here. And head right on up this bad boy as well. Let's start with our Manticore and Hornet friend. Back when we had no poison resistance, they seem like a bit of a nightmare duo to deal with, but not so much now. What are even in these vaults? I probably don't want to fight Dwayne. OTR is not too bad, 97. Okay, you're not actually looking that good. Demigod Hunter. Why were you called Dwayne the Rock? Maybe it was a play on, like, Maui? Huh, I don't remember what was going through our mind there. But that is fine. Regardless, we'll probably leave that bad boy alone for now. Sorry for the distraction. Has to be a Maui thing, right? I would think so. I don't really ascribe to giving Dwayne Johnson deity status. Or I guess demigod half deity status. Don't get me wrong. There's an innate charisma to the guy's acting. And sometimes it hams it up in the perfect way that I love it, but then also has kind of taken it too far, I feel. In many ways. But anywho, let us... Potentially, do we even want to bother with the D4, D3 vaults? Not sure what all we left behind. Oh, hello, my friends. Where the heck were all of you hiding? That's quite a big crew to be tucked away in a corner somewhere. Let's take a peek, shall we? So I'm guessing this is the one. Oh, it could be fun. Let's just dive in here. Should have at least checked to see if that was like a distortion branded trident, but that's fine. We do get a manual out of this. Oh, and a buckler. Just positive energy, hey? Nothing too fancy, but kind of cool. I still appreciate it. Let's pick up that bad boy. Can also take a peek at this. Ooh. This is just a better version of what I'm currently wearing. What's doing all the AoE damage? I believe it's the pain bond. So when we get up to 4 pips of piety in a fight with Uskayaw, it bonds all of the enemy's health pools, and then any damage you apply to any of them will also proliferate through the rest of the crew. So it's part of what makes Uskayaw such an incredible god to be following when you are dealing with packs of enemies. And on top of that, because we have pretty high invocations now, the paralysis lasts long enough for the pain bond to kick in, and so you end up getting damage sharing on backstabs, which is just wild stuff. Yeah, exactly. Very intense. It is fantastic to say the least. But okay, we also left a vault here. Is there anything... I guess there's a teleport scroll. That's kind of nice, especially since we should be able to blitz through. Again, did not check. Oh, look, there were The dispersal short sword didn't actually get close enough to hurt us, but that would have been a nasty surprise to end up going to the abyss when we're getting a freebie vault cleared on D3. Oh me, oh my. But okay. Orc 1 has Herald and Snorg. I could maybe actually take care of them now. This is in that like secondary section of Orc 1. Let's keep the cleanup going for now here. Just try and get ourselves a little bit tougher before we have to go into some of these nightmare areas in the near future. So that's going to be this staircase here. And if I can just get the paralysis at the perfect moment. Okay, there we go. Kill Snorg. Kill you. Kill you. Take you 3 downstairs. Perfect. There we go. Oh, I was about to say Orc Warlord no longer next to us, and then I immediately took steps that put them next to us like a fool, but that's fine. The classic dip around the corner last second. Warlord is none the wiser. Absolutely no clue where the heck we went. Love to see it. And there we go. We can finish off the rest of this area, getting 6 nets. So we actually have plenty of nets now that I think about it. Feels like that could come in handy, especially against future uniques. Quickly forget the floor here so that we can find our friend. There we go. Excuse me. Have you heard the word? Please come back. Perfect. Thank you, buddy old pal. Okie dokie. So didn't get a lot of that, but a bit of experience here. Things are looking all right. And so where can we potentially go? I mean, we could try our hand at Snake Entrance once again here, and that would probably involve heading in, immediately dropping like our summon, potentially some clouds from the condenser vein, hoping that things go all right. Still haven't found any fear to replace all the ones that we used earlier, but that might be okay. We at least have some blinking if absolutely necessary. I think at some point we just have to go ham here, so let's call in a friend. Is there anything I can be chipping in from afar here? Guess I can get a bit of damage on these buddies. I'd like it if they don't Warcry each other, but they're probably going to Warcry each other. There is our favorite Guardian Serpent friend, hurrah. Guess I also haven't been using Stomp at all. I don't know, if any of you are more familiar with Uskayaw, how much do you use Stomp? Do you find it to be useful or not so much? Deals a fraction of current health, so that seems like it'd be pretty dang cool for a high HP pool enemy to just deal some quick rapid fire damage to them. You know what, I think we're gonna go full send commit here. Condenser vein. Freezing cloud is very good. Okay, might have been a little bit overkill, which is, you know, easier said after things go smoothly, of course. But still very much happy to play it safe. I've been burned far too many times before, specifically by those gosh darn Guardian Serpents. So with that in mind, played a bit safer and coming out of it all right. There was also a Tower Shield of Reflection there. We did pick up a Manual of Shields. So do I use that? Were his abilities Invo related? They were. We're talking about Uskayaw here. Yeah, the like duration of the stun effect, I think the duration of the pain bond, and then on top of that, the flat up damage done by Stomp. It deals the percentage of current health plus some additional damage, and that plus damage is conditional on Invo. I think the flat percentage of current health is the same no matter how much you train it. Something like that. So yeah, definitely benefits from Invo, but it's not super necessary. Been hooked on the idea of replacing throwing training entirely with Invo. Is that a viable thing? Interesting. With which deity in particular? Are you thinking kind of just in general? Because I don't usually train throwing early on. I find it to be like a really good kind of mid to late, but very conditional on my character. Like a troll, might as well learn some throwing so that you can use large rocks as soon as you start gaining a decent repertoire of those bad boys. But the Mech Club gave you the idea, using his destructions with a melee character, right? So something like that definitely works out. I mean, it fills a very similar niche of, you know, giving you good ranged options, or even if worse comes to worse, push comes to shove, it gives you like a Hydra killer option, which is a lot of times what I use throwing for on oh hey Squiz. Wait a second. Why is Squiz here? I guess it's like maybe hit dice based on max HP. This is a 15 rune cat though. Wait, did I have multiple Squizzes? Because no, that shouldn't have been a ghost. They survived. I'm so confused. Huh. Oh, I probably lost a life on Squiz. Is that true? If you lose even a single cat life, does it potentially leave a ghost behind? Because Squiz was a one and done. It was our only shot. It was the very first character that we played that set on that endeavor. And it just happened to work out. And it was a thing of miracles. But apparently, a ghost is behind. Huh. Be some pretty specific code, you bet. You could see it. Right? Interesting. I don't play enough cats to have a good idea just on my own, but it would make a certain amount of sense. Maybe. Depends on how the mythology of ghosts works. If we want to break it down, really dig our teeth into the science of DCSS ghosts. Because is it your entire soul leaving your body? Does it require a full soul? If not, then maybe that could be an explanation. Though it would then garner the question of, when a Felid loses one of its many lives, do they lose a piece of their soul? It chills you to think about it. But it's these important questions that we need to dig into and get to the bottom to, in order to further understand what is the afterlife in the dungeon crawling universe. Who knew? Could have been bound to the dungeon for eternity from all the rune juice he got. Yeah, maybe after we escaped, they came back in of their own volition at a later date. Really makes you think. There we go. Getting really good movement out of our stun there. You do love to see it. I'm curious if you can do some fancy dancing maneuvers to keep enemies in stun state, because you lose piety pretty quickly when you're outside of combat. So the question is, can I get up to 3 pips and then walk away from enemies, bringing me down to 2, then stab someone, go up to 3, rinse, repeat, ad infinitum? I'm not too sure, and I kind of enjoy going the going the full distance and getting the chance to do like a grand finale, because that's such a fun ability. But I'm curious, if you were really min-maxing, it could work out. But with the rune juice, so he retires, all's good, has some litters, then he dies, and here he is. Had to die sometime. Now that's where you're wrong. Squiz had a plan. Squiz was immortality or bust. No ifs, ands, or buts. Gets up to 3 to 4 pretty quick. Well, exactly. And I kind of I enjoy the entire process of like getting up to 5, then merging with someone with grand finale, and then it resets you, and then you can climb the ranks again, and it's a pretty solid maneuver. Oh my gosh, what are with all the freaking guardian serpents? Excuse me. But speaking of solo, that came at a perfect time when things were starting to look a little bit dire. Holy moly. Terrifying stuff, but still managing to make it through by the skin of our teeth here. Not a worry in the world. Fantastic. We'll probably have to deal with Vajna at some point, but I'm not in a huge rush to do so, especially if I can clear out most of the remainder of the floor beforehand. Does leave us with the ability to panic teleport when things start to look even a little bit dire in our duel with the Mark Snake. But we'll see if it comes down to that, I guess. Oh, there you are. Hello, Vajna. Welcome back, my friend. And once again, how close am I? Okay, I'm getting close. Just need to do a bit more damage, and there we go. Heck yeah, brother. And then we just murder everyone. Perfect. I'm really not paying attention to a lot of these enchanted weapons. I'm very much just skirting by on pure luck that we haven't been sent to the Abyss at any stage here, but I'm sure it'll be fine. When in doubt, just have blind faith, and when has that ever gone poorly, you know? And that really helps swordsman a lot. The Uskayaw ability, it's fantastic. And especially, yeah, for stabber characters, I mean, I enjoy some of the other mixes. During our Great Player, the only stabber character we played was our Kobold Stabold. And they followed Wu Jian, which was kind of interesting too. Serpent's Lash definitely helped with getting some free backstabs. But after playing just a bit of Uskayaw, I think this might just be far and above the best stabber build. Just so strong. Just the fact that it gives guaranteed status effects as well. You know, you're going to get that stun when you start dancing. Oh shoot. Hey Mara. I guess this kind of fits into that stomp scenario that I was talking about earlier. Oh, you did also create a ghost of me, which I hate. Oh, fire's not going to do it. I'm guessing very resistant, might as well be immune, really. And, okay. Guess once, guess twice. Crap. Wrong both times. Woohoo. But if I can get up just a little bit more, then it's grand finale time, and we murder you. Fantastic. See if her reflection makes clones too, can fill the whole level with Mara's. Oh jeez, I hope not. That is terrifying to even think of. But definitely love me some grand finale just for what we saw there, of course. Fantastic stuff. Oh, hello, Louise. Banishment is at 2%. I'll take those odds. Especially when I can just yoink. Blast ya. Then we're back in a bit of a corner, but if I can get back up to making these people watch me dance? No? There we go, finally. Took a bit longer than expected, almost scaring me out of it there, but we managed to make it through the encounter without too much issue at the end of the day here. This door can be blocked off for the moment here, and we're gonna once again just kind of finish off the rest of the level, make sure that we have good retreats available if and when the end vault of snakes starts to become a tumultuous nightmare hellscape. as it is oft to do. But fantastic. Let's do a quick search actually just while we're here. Kite Shield of Cold Resistance. Definitely. The new hit song, Never Stop Not Having It. Or Never Stop Never Not Having It, I guess. Gotta make sure we're keeping the appropriate number of negatives in there. But perfect. Let's start trading some shields, because if I can swap into that, that'll give us pretty solid resistances across the board. Lose out on a tiny bit of AC, but that's not too bad. We're actually kind of sitting pretty in regards to our armor class right now. Again, this is a stabber character and we have 28 AC. Like, that is unheard of for the most part. You do just love to see it. You know what? I'm just biting the bullet here. We're running in on these fools. Will I live to regret these options? I guess that's interesting word choice for me. Will I live to regret these options? Probably not. In fact, almost guaranteed not, because if I do regret it, then I'm no longer living. So, win-win, baby. Does the bite proc pretty reliably? I do believe so. I think even like just any time you hit, I think it applies that to magic, or so it seems. I don't know. I'm not paying that close of attention to the readout in the text box, but it definitely always feels consistent. It helps that I also have a ridiculously fast weapon, so, you know, odds are that it's going to keep proccing because I'm attacking 3 times per turn at minimum. So I guess, regardless, it seems to work wonders for sure. Speedbrand definitely helps with the bite. Yeah, as a general rule of thumb, it's my understanding that you want to equip just the fastest weapon you possibly can on a Vine Stalker, unless it's like completely untenable or makes way less sense than like something incredible on the other hand. But as a very kind of high level general rule, it's almost always worth it. Especially, yeah, if you can get like a quick blade, then you're really in business. I didn't even realize we're at max piety there. Probably should have mind melded with someone, but that's fine. Okay, here's one that we immediately read a teleport. Oh, actually, I did just realize after I'd done so that potentially the better option, folks, is to drink flight. Just fly over the lava pool. What are the dumb snakes gonna do about it, you know? But that's fine, here we are. Guess the lightning snakes would still be kind of a pain in the butt, so it all works out. It all comes out in the wash at the end of the day. And let's just murder the rest of these sons of guns, shall we? Please and thank you. And there we go, our second rune. Not too shabby. We made pretty solid progress today. Am I just speeding up in general? I was putting all of the all that came to mind is the blame, which in a way, positive blame. But I was basically assuming that being a ranger was the only reason why some of our recent runs have been a heck of a lot faster. But I feel like for the longest time we had a pretty consistent schedule of like hitting one rune in the first session and then finishing second session for a total of around like 7 hours. So that's pretty sweet. Definitely seems to be picking up a bit. It helps, of course, when we get as lucky as we did on a run like this, so there is definitely that to contend with and account for.